In this podcast episode, Dr. Peter Attia, a prominent physician and author, delves into the complexities of modern health, nutrition, and the systemic issues surrounding food production in the United States. He discusses the evolution of medicine, the impact of chronic diseases, and the role of big food companies in shaping dietary habits. The conversation also touches on the rising prevalence of type 2 diabetes, the implications of obesity, and the controversial weight loss drug Ozempic. Dr. Attia begins by outlining the historical context of medicine, distinguishing between Medicine 1, which lacked scientific rigor, and Medicine 2.0, which emerged in the late 19th century with the advent of the scientific method and tools like the light microscope. This evolution led to significant advancements in treating acute conditions, trauma, and infectious diseases, resulting in a dramatic increase in life expectancy. However, he argues that we are now in need of Medicine 3.0, which focuses on preventing chronic diseases rather than merely treating them after they occur. Chronic diseases, such as heart disease and diabetes, are now the leading causes of death, and Attia emphasizes the importance of addressing the root causes of these conditions. A significant portion of the discussion revolves around the standard American diet, which Dr. Attia describes as a solution to a business problem rather than a health-oriented approach. He explains how agricultural practices, particularly crop subsidies, have led to the degradation of soil quality and a decline in nutrient density in food. This decline necessitates higher food consumption to meet nutritional needs, contributing to the obesity epidemic. He highlights the alarming statistics surrounding obesity in the U.S., where approximately 74% of Americans are overweight and 40% are classified as obese. Dr. Attia shares a personal anecdote from his time as a surgical intern where he encountered a patient with non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. This case exemplifies the growing prevalence of metabolic disorders linked to poor dietary choices, particularly the consumption of processed foods and sugary beverages. He notes that the American food environment is heavily influenced by the availability of cheap, calorie-dense options, which often leads to overconsumption and poor health outcomes. The conversation shifts to the pervasive presence of sugar in the American diet. Dr. Attia points out that sugar is often hidden in many products, making it difficult for consumers to avoid excessive intake. He discusses the biochemical effects of sugar, particularly fructose, on the body, explaining how it can lead to increased hunger and cravings, ultimately contributing to weight gain and metabolic disorders. He emphasizes that drinking calories, such as sugary beverages, can be more detrimental than eating the same number of calories in solid food. Dr. Attia elaborates on the implications of type 2 diabetes, which he refers to as one of the four horsemen of death, alongside cardiovascular disease, cancer, and neurodegenerative diseases. He explains that while type 2 diabetes itself may not be the direct cause of death for many individuals, it significantly increases the risk of developing other life-threatening conditions. The underlying mechanisms involve glucose dysregulation and elevated insulin levels, which can lead to various complications, including cardiovascular issues and organ damage. The discussion also touches on the recent popularity of Ozempic, a medication used for weight loss and diabetes management. Dr. Attia acknowledges the potential benefits of such drugs, but cautions against viewing them as a panacea for obesity and metabolic disorders. He emphasizes the importance of addressing lifestyle factors, such as diet and exercise, in conjunction with any pharmacological interventions. The conversation highlights the need for a comprehensive approach to health that goes beyond medication alone. Dr. Attia critiques the food industry, arguing that the current agricultural system is broken and heavily influenced by economic incentives. He explains how crop subsidies have led to the dominance of certain crops, such as corn and soy, which are often used in processed foods. This has resulted in a food environment that prioritizes profit over health, making it challenging for individuals to make healthier choices. He advocates for a modified capitalist approach where government policies could incentivize the production and consumption of healthier food options. Throughout the podcast, Dr. Attia emphasizes the critical role of exercise in maintaining health and preventing chronic diseases. He argues that physical activity should be a cornerstone of any health strategy, alongside proper nutrition and sleep. He encourages listeners to consider their individual health goals and to adopt a holistic approach to well-being that includes regular exercise, balanced nutrition, and adequate rest.